What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Uh, this is a this is a ceasefire Saturday edition of Urban Platform. Usually I do this like on a Saturday, but it's Christmas, and I decided to just go solo. Well, usually I do this on a Sunday. As a matter of fact, we do Sundays. We do sports talk Sundays, me and the fellas. But I just decided to go solo with this one because I had a few topics on here that I wanted to speak on. And yeah, so first I want to do I'm gonna do a sound check just to make sure that my sound is coming through. Okay, yeah, sounds like the sound is pretty good. Um, a lot to cover this evening. And even before once I finish speaking, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the phone number up and I'm gonna try to take some calls. I never took calls before, but I'm gonna try to take some calls. Um, and so let me just get right into it now. So as you all know, like Travis Hunter, I'm getting ready to speak on Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter recently won the um the Heisman Trophy, right? And ever since he has won one I think a week before he won the Heisman Trophy, him and his fiance been making the news and everything. They had a few little little arguments and spats in public, and what that did was it set off a whole like a chain reaction, right? And a lot of people been saying that he should dump her and he should leave her alone and everything, and things like that. And so now basically he been for the most part Travis Hunter has been standing by her side, and that's expectable. A lot of times when you have a young guy and he's really caught up in his feelings about a young lady, most of the time he's not really going to listen to other people when it comes to that situation. And as a man, I've been through that too. Like when I was younger, I remember when I was 19 years old and I was dating this young lady. I think she was a few years older than me. I think she was probably like about 26 or 27. And at the time, nobody could tell me anything about that relationship, right? Everybody knew just without even speaking to her that she wasn't for me. But you couldn't tell me that. You couldn't tell me that she wasn't good for me. She wasn't somebody that I needed to be with. I had to find that out on my own. And a lot of times that's what happens. And so now I don't know if this young lady what her intentions are, if she is good for him or not. She might take this opportunity that she is given with a guy like Travis Hunter, and she might, who knows, she may make the most of this opportunity. Who knows? And only time will tell if she's going to make the most of this opportunity. But whether she had good intentions or not, what Travis Hunter can do is he can still, I wouldn't advise them to get married while, at this young age, um, or have kids. What they can do is what he needs to do is just really feel out the situation, take his time, and to see if they were made for, if they were made for each other, or if they can really um, weather the storms that are going to come with being young in these relationships. Like I said, with this type of situation, she can either be the kind of young lady who is going to marry him, have kids, stay with him for a little while, and then try to, like sometimes what happens is they'll try to divorce you and get you for child support. But like I said, if he takes his time and he really just looks at the situation, because only he's the only person who will know if she's for him. A lot of people, like I said, is giving advice. A lot of people are telling him don't do this or don't do that. She's got a past. She has red flags and stuff like that. But who can you meet, in this day and age that, especially at their age, who can you meet that's not going to have red flags? Who will you be able to, to date or go out with that don't have like, you know, something, an imperfection, and the only way that he can find out is if he go through and and just see what happens in this relationship. So I know a lot of people giving him advice. He should do this. He should do that. But who's to say? There have been plenty of people who have who have made it, and had successful relationships, um, and you know, and things have worked out for them, especially in the entertainment business. So, and what I wanted to say is where they made their mistake is they made their relationship public. And so once you make your relationship public, you you set yourself up for scrutiny. And that's old school, right? A lot like back in the day, they used to say, don't put your business in the street. And social media is just that, it's the streets. You know, you can't tell people what's going on in your relationship. You can't tell people what you have and what you don't have, what you do and what you don't do. It just, you set yourself up for exactly this type of situation that Travis Hunter and his fiance is going through, because you can't control other people's reaction to your situation. Some people don't want to see you happy. Some people are going to give you unsolicited advice because they think that they are doing, that they're doing the right things. And so only Travis and this young lady, they can, they're the only ones who can live their life. And so I know that, a lot of things have gone wrong, with the, people saw her at the Heisman Trophy situation, and they say Deion Sanders had to tap her in order to get her to stand up. And then he was at a photo shoot or something, some type of presentation, and she said, what do you want me to do? Should I sit here all day? Um, you know, and so, but what I don't know if those two situations are really a big deal, because like I said, she young. But the situation that has come out lately with this young lady and ex boyfriend or friend, whatever, and she did some pictures, of her, at his house and stuff like that. Like I said, man, I just think that, um, I don't know. I just think that, they made a mistake when they put their relationship out there in the public, and then, and I don't even really think that the guy who had those videos and those pictures of her should have made that stuff public. I don't think it was cool. But you can't control what other people do, and so had they not made their relationship public, then he would not have been motivated or even thought to publish those pictures. All Beyonce, before she married Jay-Z, she had boyfriends. A lot of people who get like movie stars and famous people, they have relationships before they settle down and marry other people. But you can't, and this should be a lesson to younger people. Do not make your relationship public, because this is what's going to follow that situation. And so, I just want to know if people who are watching this video, if you have an opinion or what you think that, how they should handle this situation. Do you think that maybe she should leave? I mean, he should leave her and just really focus on his football career? Because when you think about it, he he as a professional football player, he don't really know what he's going to need, from her. And so right now may not be the right time for him to be in a serious relationship. And I don't know. it's been done. Kobe and his wife got married when they were young, when he was young and early in his career. Let me see. LeBron James. Now, LeBron James had him and Savannah met in high school, but they were together for a while before he even married her. And so that it can be done, but it just takes these two young people, just to be able to keep their relationship private so they can weather these storms alone. People don't realize like how much focus it takes to make a relationship work. Um, and that's that. I agree with you, Jim. They both do need mentors. You know what I mean? Need to be mentored on what it means to build a brand. I believe that they do need to be mentored. And when it comes to mentoring, right? Because I don't know what her background is, and I know a little bit about his background. They come from humble beginnings. I know of Travis. He come from humble beginnings. His father was like in and out of his life, right? And so when you come from humble beginnings and you find yourself in a situation where you have the opportunity to make money, like, which is like, can change your life. It's like generational type money. You gotta manage this situation right the first time, because you may not get an opportunity to to um to do this again. As a woman, she needs to think about that. There's not a whole lot of guys out there, like, she can get a whole nother um Heisman Trophy winner, you know what I mean, if she messed this up. So yeah, man, she needs to really just, I think a mentor would help both of them, and the thing about when you talking about young people and giving them advice, right? Young people they're not always receptive to advice. And so that sometimes they don't realize like how much they need advice. They think that what you're doing, you're trying to live their life for them. But when I'm talking to somebody young, I just try to tell them, I was like, look, even the president of the United States need advice. The governor need advice, and have advisor. The mayor, needs advice and have advisors. And so it's not that we're trying to live your life. It's just that, because the final decision comes down to you. But you want to have as much information about, a situation that you can, so you can make an educated decision. So, and I think with Travis Hunter having access to Deion Sanders, he can always, I'm sure, knock on Deion Sanders' door and talk to Deion Sanders about this situation. And I know that Deion Sanders would probably talk to him like he was like he was his son, and tell him how to manage the situation. But it's a tricky situation. It's one that, like I said, he'll have to learn from himself, and and just take it from there. But like I said, young people just think that, you're trying to live their life for them. It's been a lot that has went on with them, and some of the things. Let me go through like some, like when this young lady came on and made an interview, or posted something about why she didn't immediately go for him, because um, she said that he wasn't her type, right? Now, people took offense to that when she said, he wasn't my type at first, and she tried to explain that, but in explaining that, she kind of like threw him under the bus. And when she threw him under the bus by saying that he was in a relationship, and when he was in a relationship, she didn't want to, she said that like he was a cheater, and she didn't want to mess with a cheater at that time. But she has to be, when she give public statements again, she got to think about like this guy, you don't want to say nothing that's going to mess up like endorsement deals and or present him in an image or a likeness that's not going to make his brand look good. And so that's why it's good for people to just stand back. If she wants to be famous or if she wants to be in the spotlight, then I think it in that kind of situation, then she probably needs to just move on and do her own thing. But you only need, in my opinion, you only need one person in the public spotlight because it's hard to manage that situation. It's harder to manage that type of situation when you have two people in the public spotlight, and it so many different people will be in your life, and people will be just pulling you in different directions. And so that's what I think about that situation. I think less is more when it comes to those type of relationships, especially public relationships. You want to keep your private life, as much of your private life, private, even if you're not in the public eye. Certain things you just don't tell people that's outside of your house and your circle. You manage that situation yourself. And so we'll see if he stick with her through all of this. Like the videos are coming out, and everybody is just adding their 2 cents to the situation. I don't know, but what I would suggest to him is to, like I said, I don't suggest that they get married or have kids right away. Just just see where the relationship goes, and just take it from there. He is really needs to focus on his professional career, and he's got a lot going on. Now I see that the team, the Colorado Buffaloes, have traveled to wherever their football game is because they're going to be playing against I think it's Brigham Young they're going to be playing against. And when they play against Brigham Young, well, he didn't. As a matter of fact, they said he wasn't on the airplane, so I don't know why he wasn't on the airplane. As a matter of fact, I might just look that up, and see why um, he wasn't on the airplane and what happened with that. But you don't want to him as a professional athlete. He don't want to be in a situation where his personal life is affecting his his play on the field or what goes on in the what it affect the team. Like he don't want those two to overlap. But let me put this number up here, because if anybody, like, I want to know what other people think. Like, what do you think about Travis Hunter and how he should handle this situation? Let me see. Do you think he should focus on his career and just end the relationship, or should he try to weather the storm and just see what happens and where this relationship takes them? And yeah, and so now that's the Travis Hunter situation. Now, as far as I also wanted to speak about Jay-Z and Puff Daddy, right? Because recently Jay-Z said, he's trying to really to separate himself from Puff Daddy, and all of these pictures are online with Jay-Z and Puff Daddy partying together, hanging out together, having a good time. And he basically said that, don't really pay any attention to the pictures. We really wasn't that close. And I know that people know that, like, from over the years, that people have always seen Jay-Z and Puff Daddy with each other and hanging out and stuff like that. And so now that these charges and these allegations, well, mainly these allegations have came down the line, that Jay-Z now is trying to separate himself from Puff Daddy, and it's the same way that he did with he separated himself from what's the guy name? R. Kelly. When R. Kelly first started to have these, allegations and charges against him, he separated himself from R. Kelly, and so this is a pattern, with Jay-Z, and so I'm wondering if this pattern is going to, if this pattern is going to hold up, if he's going to be able to get away with it this time, as far as saying that, he don't have, he's not close to Puff Daddy. That'll be something to really just to think about. Will Jay-Z be able to separate himself again from Puff Daddy and just beat these, get past these allegations. Let me see. Another topic that we can speak on this evening is the situation with Remy Ma, right? Remy Ma and Papoose. Remy Ma again. In my opinion, I just think that she messed up a relationship with Papoose. Um, and now you have a third person involved in the situation. Clarissa Shields, now, in my opinion, I think that Clarissa Shields really should step back until Papoose and Remy Ma, if she really dig Papoose, she should really step back until Papoose take care of this, either divorce her or or move out or do something. But she can't be in the middle of this while they are still trying to iron out the situation. That's not really it's not fair to Clarissa, and it don't make her look good. So yeah, but again, I just really want to know what everybody else is thinking. Like, how should Travis Hunter handle the situation that he's in? Should he um should he just focus on football, and just cut the relationship that he has with the young lady? I think her name is Leanna. Um, you know, just focus on football. Let me see who else. Jay-Z and Puff Daddy. Like, what are your thoughts on that? I got a lot of thoughts on the situation with Jay-Z and Puff Daddy, right? And how they found themselves. Now, I'm not saying that either one, like, I do believe that they are innocent, right, until proven guilty. But when you find yourself like with all these allegations against you, and going through all of this, either this is a major conspiracy, one, or you made some big mistakes along the way and allowed yourself to be in a position where people can make these type of allegations against you. Like the way that you move is very important, especially when you are a public figure like these guys are. And like, could it be a conspiracy, or could it be that, like I said, these guys made some major mistakes and put themselves in compromising positions where, as though people could really take them down. you know um and this is a lesson to people that, like famous people who want to be entertainers and stuff like that. You got to move a certain way, because when you got to be conscious of the way you move, because when you move in a manner that's not cautious or nothing like that, these are the kind of situations that you can find yourself in. you know and that's what I think is going on with Puff Daddy and what's and Jay-Z. You just got to be careful. You really, really got to be careful, man. And so, and like, how does this make like hip hop look? Like, what's the image of hip hop when you have like the two biggest figures in hip hop having all these allegations really uh, like launched against them and all of this stuff. It's just, I think personally, with hip hop, you got to be careful with your culture, right? You just can't sell your culture out for money. You got to be careful who you allow into your culture, and it's just another example of what happens when you allow everybody to really to benefit from your culture. You know, it's just crazy. It's really crazy. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everybody, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Yeah, thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I think you gotta respect have people respect your culture and not sell your culture out for just for any amount of money. Just for example, like if you are dealing with other people's culture, like say like you want to get into uh you appreciate the Asian culture, you know, or any culture that you appreciate as an outsider, there's certain things that people in that culture are not going to allow you to do, and not for any amount of money. People are going to protect their culture at all costs, and they're going to make sure you respect, their culture. But when it comes to rap, and hip hop, that wasn't the situation. The situation, like, everything was up for sale. Everything was, um, anything could be compromised. Everything had a price on it, just so long as certain people were able to get paid. And so when you are able to sell your culture out like that, these are the situations that you find yourself in. Whereas though, and the like I said, the two largest figures in hip hop facing all of these major allegations, and it's just not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And so I want to know, how do people feel about that? Like, what do you feel about the fact that, is this going to destroy hip hop? Is this going to be the end of hip hop with whatever happened to Puff Daddy, or whatever happened to Jay Z? Will they, especially, well, let's take Puff Daddy first, right? When you have an opportunity, these guys had like generational type money. They made generational type money. So that means that their kids, their grandkids, and maybe the generation after that, will be able to benefit from the empire that Puff Daddy has built. Now, with all these legal allegations, and the fact that he needs a lawyer, I mean, the way these lawyers are going to charge people, going to charge him to defend him against these charges and stuff like that. That's money that could have been going to his kids and his grandkids. And when you find yourself fighting a federal case like this against the federal government, they're doing everything that they can to really just to bleed your funds out, right? And so he's going to spend a lot of his money defending himself. And that's money that don't go to his kids. That's money that don't go to his grandkids. And, he'll find his kids will find themselves starting over when, if your parents or anybody in your family was a billionaire, no way should you be in a position where as though you got to start over. That don't even make sense for the next generation to have to start over after your father was a multimillionaire or a billionaire. So the decisions that the father makes really affect how the next generation is going to live. And they have a responsibility to make sure that next generation don't have to start over, or it was just pointless. It's just pointless for you to put yourself in a position where, as though the next generation that comes up after you really is going to have to start over, because it's just hard to build that type of success. not only is it's more than just hard. I mean, it's just really like unlikely that anybody would be able to. That's like hitting the lottery. You know, in my opinion, essentially, it's just like hitting the lottery. You know, and it's really sad, man. It's sad. Uh, so if you know anybody has an opinion on the Jay Z situation, anyone who has an opinion on the situation with Travis Hunter and his fiance, or if you have an opinion on what's going on with Remy Ma and Papoose, and a lot of times I think that we are our own worst enemies. Like I said, the decisions that we make, uh, you know, sometimes we can avoid these situations because when you become high profile people like these, like any of these people that I just mentioned, when you become somebody that's high profile like that, basically you're a target. You know, you become food, not just for people that don't have money like who don't have money like what you have, but for people who are also wealthy like you. They see you as somebody who they can, you know, who they can attack too and come after you and you know, because it's just so competitive. People want money. Any way they can find to make money, it seems like they will do it. And they'll come after you in ways that we you know, myself as an average guy, it wouldn't even occur to me that, you know, some people would be able to would want to bring you down in a way that you know, that you know, or you would be targeted in some of the ways that people target people, you know, and so you gotta move cautiously. And I think part of the way you do that is you have to have morals, and you got to have morals and a code. You know, you got to move in a certain way, even if you can't recognize like all of the pitfalls that come with being a public figure. You're not familiar with that because you've never been down that road before. You're not familiar with all of the pitfalls that come with being a billionaire and a multimillionaire. If I believe you make it harder for people to target you if you have morals and you have you know, and you got a code that you live by, you know, and so that means that the sex parties you know, and living in what is it? Not really just living in abundance, but living in excess, right? You open yourself up for these types of things when you having all these when you living in excess, you know. And I know people say, well, you, you want to enjoy the money that you make, you know, you want to be you know, you want to be happy, but you got to be careful the way you move. Like I said, when you have that type of success, when you have that type of money, and and if you're not, you know, you know, you'll fall into those pitfalls because there are people who are waiting for you to make certain mistakes. You know, women will be coming at you. You know, if you're a wealthy man, women will be coming at you. People want to sell you things, or people want you to invest in this or invest in that. So I mean, it's just like a whole different like a web, and you know, and people are really just trying to catch you up in this web. And so, you know, like I said, let me know what you think about, you know, like these situations. You know, it's the Puff Daddy situation, the allegations that are going on against Puff Daddy, the situation with Travis Hunter and his uh his fiance. Um, you know, I think, like I said, I think that Travis Hunter and they started off on the wrong, you know, with the big mistake they made was, like I said, putting their relationship going public with it, you know, and she made a video of how she didn't he wasn't her type, and that just really just that's really what got the ball rolling, right? She made that video with him, and she said that he wasn't her type, and so people, came out against that. Then after that they saw the um, the interaction she had with him at the football game, and she was jealous because he may have given this another young lady more attention than she thought was necessary, and so that just piled onto the situation. Uh, then at the I'm sorry, at the Heisman Trophy presentation or ceremony, they said that Deion Sanders had to ask her to stand up, you know. Um, so yeah, so I mean, had they not made that video, whereas I think I think they wouldn't have had any issues. It's at least publicly, they wouldn't have had any issues publicly. And so that has to be a lesson to people. Like I said, do not put your business in the streets, these YouTube streets. And a lot of times, like older people would always tell you that, don't put your business in the street. Don't tell women, don't speak on like what your man, the things that your man do for you. What I mean, don't speak on those because you never know if somebody else is going to get jealous of what you have going on and try to take what you had. And so people just didn't speak on those things. And so we now we're living in a social media era where people think that everything is for public consumption. And a lot of those old school rules that we used to have when we was coming up are out the window, especially with young people. Young people will post anything. They'll tell everything about their relationship or their life, not really seeing the harm or the potential pitfall that can come from sharing everything about your personal life. And then so you'll find yourself in a situation like Travis Hunter and his fiance, you know, and both of these young people have an opportunity to make to be in a position where they can set themselves up for the rest of their life, you know, and all because they wanted to post, make videos together. When I just think that it's more important for them to just focus on themselves and focus on growing together, and that's why they find themselves in this situation. And also, I want to know: do you think that it's unfair for people to, like all these YouTubers, to really comment on Travis Hunter's relationship with her, or for Travis Hunter to really call for, or for people to call for Travis Hunter to really to end the relationship? Like, do you think that is fair? And to me, I just think it all comes with putting your business in the in a public eye, because if they don't make videos, if they don't go public with their relationship, then people really don't have anything to go on. They really don't have anything to come after them about. They really have to dig hard or harder in order to to really to drive a wedge between these two people in their relationship. And like I said, when I was younger, I was in a situation where I was dating somebody who was older than me. I was 19, she was about 26 or 27, something like that. And people was telling me that, like, she wasn't for you, she's not for you. Um, and really basically that I should have left her alone. But I had to go through that myself and find out, which I knew, but I thought I had a handle on the situation, in which Travis Hunter might feel like he has a handle on the situation with this young lady that he's with, you know. And only time will tell what her true intentions are. You know, like I said, if she takes this opportunity with a young man like Travis Hunter, who has this is a opportunity for her to change her life, you know, an opportunity for her to, you know, for them to set themselves up good as a couple. Now, what's going to happen with this relationship just depends on how they manage this situation, you know, and if they don't do the right things, then she'll, you know, I don't think that she may never get another bite at the apple like this, you know, because like I said, is you don't always she's not going to always be able to meet a guy that's, you know, a generational talent like Travis Hunter. She's not going to always be able to meet, you know, another guy that's can change her life the way somebody like Travis Hunter can change her life. She can, you know, so what she needs to really focus on is trying to make herself, you know, to be the kind of person that can really help this relationship. She don't want to be in a position, you know, she don't want to try to put herself in a position where Travis Hunter is always trying to please her, and she's not really trying to please him and bring anything to the relationship, because that then the relationship is not going to last, because after a while Travis Hunter is going to realize that, you know, I'm always trying to reassure you, I'm always trying to please you and to see if and to make you feel like, you know, to prove myself to you. But when he don't, you know, when he realized that he's the prize in this situation, then they won't, you know, he'll stop really, his attitude probably will change about that. And so, you know, that's what I think about Travis Hunter. I was hoping that, you know, people would let me know what they thought about it, you know, at least, you know, leave a comment or put something in the yeah, you could just leave a comment, you know, just add a comment and let me know what you think about Travis Hunter. Should Travis Hunter just not continue this relationship and just go ahead and you know, focus on football? The same thing with Jay-Z and what's going on with Jay-Z and Jay-Z and Puff Daddy. Like Jay-Z trying to separate himself from Puff Daddy the same way he separated himself from R. Kelly, um, the same way he separated himself from Benny Siegel, the same way he separated himself from what's the other guy, Dame Dash. So this is Jay Z's mo, right? Jay Z, when things don't suit him, then you know he will move on, and so that's his pattern. And so, do you think that, you know, he's wrong for trying to separate himself from Puff Daddy at this time, or do you think he's miscalculating? Because now, if Puff Daddy has some information that's potentially that's damaging to Jay Z, that's really going to be a not going to be a really a good look, you know, especially if Puff Daddy really starts to feel that heat from the federal government, right? And they are saying that they have so much, you know, some they have proof and all of this stuff that they got going on against Puff Daddy. He may try to take other people down with him in hopes to putting himself in a position where, you know, he could get a lighter sentence if he is if he's convicted. You know, so you have to think about that, you know. And also with the Puff Daddy and Jay-Z situation. So you have two guys who move in two different ways, right? Puff Daddy is he's more flamboyant and more out there, and and like I said, and then so Jay-Z is not as flamboyant. He's not flamboyant like that. He tried to keep a low profile. But even if you, no matter what you're doing, like if you keep a low profile, or if you or if you're more flamboyant, even if you don't move in the right way and you don't have a moral code and you don't have certain type of ethics, it still comes out, so it really don't mean anything to like the way you move. It's best not to live in that way anyway, basically is what I'm saying. Because either way, I think people get caught up. It's just like, a person who is in the streets, right? You have two people in the streets. One person is more flamboyant, wearing jewelry and driving nice cars and stuff, always at the club, and you always see him with a lot of women. You know what I mean? Most likely that person is going to get caught first, right? If they're doing something illegal, that person is going to be the one to get caught first. But the person that is, more low key and laid back and stuff like that, and may go home early every night and stuff like that, it don't matter. Eventually, you still get caught. If you are doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, you still can get caught up. So, some people call themselves, almost like being, I'm low key and I'll be able to get away with this, but it don't work like that. People just, like I said, people just basically um, need to have a moral code, um, have ethics and morality and stuff like that, because, you know, when you start to make money like that, you basically a target, and people are going to look for ways to bring you down. And so that's what I think. That's what Jay Z and Jay Z and Puff Daddy find themselves in that type of situation. Now, with getting back to Remy Ma, Papoose, and the young lady Clarissa Shields, right? With them, I think that, and I don't understand like how Remy Ma like allow herself at 45 to be in this type of situation. You know, when it's so hard to find a partner, somebody who's going to work with you and respect you and have your back, and then you find, you put yourself in a situation where your marriage um your marriage is basically messed up because she had a I don't know if you want to say a moment of weakness, but she just really just didn't have any respect or appreciation for the situation that she was in. She had a guy in Papoose that was had her back basically. He was a family man, by all accounts, he was a stand-up guy, and and she stepped out. And not only did she step out, but she publicly, embarrassed him with that situation. And so he didn't. And the thing about that is, he didn't really when this he really kept low key about the situation. And I don't know if the fact that he kept low key about it, if that just made her think that it was okay for her to continue that, like he was going to put up with that type of abuse. Because sometimes people think that when you are like your kindness is your weakness, like when you don't say anything, that they think that they can even go further with that. And now that Papoose is possibly seeing somebody else, this young lady, Miss Clarissa Shields, that now that she's in the picture, now Remy Ma is having, she having a fit about that. When again, if you don't put yourself in that situation, then this other young lady she's not in the picture. She's not in the picture at all. But she's in the picture now because Remy Ma didn't respect the relationship. She didn't appreciate the kind of, the relationship she had. Um, and so that, that's how she messed up. And like she's not going to be able to, it's not going to be able to work out with her and the guy that she stepped out on him with, because he don't really bring the same things to the table as the guy as Papoose. So she really, if you ask me, she's cheating herself. I know that Papoose feelings are probably hurt, but I think she hurt herself the most. I think Remy Ma really hurt herself the most. I think that the older she get, like no man is really going to take Remy Ma seriously for the next relationship. I don't see that happening because it's important. The way you leave a relationship, it's important for your next relationship, especially if you as somebody who's a public figure like that, right? So people see what she did in this last relationship. So she won't be able to move on to somebody else that is going to take her seriously. At least not to the extent that Papoose did. And so she, in my opinion, that was a bridge that she burned because she didn't really respect the relationship that she was in. She didn't appreciate the situation she was in, and now she is really not looking good. You know, so yeah. And my thing is, I just want to my thing is, I just want her to I just want people, especially young people, like when you watch social media and stuff like that, it's cool. I mean, it's okay to, like people watch for like the salacious stuff, like, oh, this person did that to this person, or they did the that and this and that. That's all good for entertainment, but there's also can be lessons to be learned about this. In all these situations that we speak of, especially these relationships. You know, why would you be with somebody for all these years and see that this guy really is holding you up? He appreciates you, and you take that for granted, you throw that away. It just don't make no sense. So I hope that people see these type of situations and they learn from them. Like I said, it's all right to get into like the salacious part of it, but also you want to learn lessons from this. Let me see. Yeah, man. Yeah, that Barry White song with what was the title? My first, my last, my everything, right? A lot of young people don't know nothing about that, Jim, that Barry White song. And what I thought of, like with Travis Hunter, when you are a young man, and most men find them, when they were young, they find themselves in those situations when you meet a young lady and you think that this is, like this is it, this is going to be, um, you think you found a good thing, right? But um, I think that it's just that I don't know, man. You think you found a good thing. Sometimes, and you never really know until you play the whole, you go through with the whole situation, what might happen with that couple, with Travis Hunter and the young lady that he's with. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, then the 70s music, 70s was good. The 70s music was good. Um, and yeah, I just think that, and really, I don't know, like this music that people are listening to today, I just think it's not as good as the 70s music, right? And I think that, I think that, a lot of that 70s music is what I listen to because the music of today is not really as uplifting. It's not uplifting like this, like the music from the 70s and the music from the 80s and stuff like that. It's just too, I think with the music, I think we went down a bad road or a dark road because the music is not uplifting. Um, you know, men, you have situations where men don't like women, women don't like men. Um, they think that men, women don't think they need men, men don't think they need women, and so everything right now is just crazy, and so like people like Barry White back in the day, and they were singing about love, and then you had Al Green and all those guys singing about love and happiness and stuff like that. Earth, Wind, and Fire, they were singing about, like I said, like happiness and stuff like that. Ashford and Simpson. that kind of music, and people, I guess people grew tired of it, or was saying like, oh, this happy music is not really it's for the birds. But if you look at like the road that we have gone down since, music has changed, and some of the music that has um came into some of the music that they're playing now. Yeah, and you're right, Jim. Like music stopped being as inspirational, and now it's more reflection of the struggles. And that's true. I agree with that. Like it is more reflection of the struggles the music is. And but like, do it give you anything to look forward to? Like, does the music of today like give you anything to look forward to? You know, and I don't find that a lot of the music for the day really give you anything to look forward to. I know that like some of these young artists are very talented. Some of these young artists are very creative, but I don't think it really gives you anything really to look forward to. And I know it's like a form of, like people are expressing, what they see and their struggles and stuff like that. But now we see, because of how and I don't want to blame like some of like what's going on in society. I don't want to blame that on music, right? Because we have movies too, and people watch a movie. That don't mean that like what you see in a movie that you go out and you emulate that. But I think that the music, I think is important, because music is something that, even more so than movies, I think music really hit people's soul, and it can change your music, and really can change your it just gives you a different vibe and a different feeling. So yeah, the music of the day definitely is not as inspirational, and it definitely do reflect the struggles of people, of the people. But I think we especially hip hop, and they hip hop really just needs to go in a different direction, a more positive direction, like it did, like when rap and hip hop first came out. It was more positive and stuff like that, and had you had guys who had uh, um, a more inspirational type message. But like I said, that the culture was up for sale. Certain people made money off the culture, and now a lot of some of the people that made money off of the culture, they find themselves in situations where they might be losing the generational wealth that they were able to accumulate when they were when they was on top. And so I just think the whole situation is sad. I really do. Yeah. And yeah. So let me see. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm still waiting for people just to let me know, like, what do you feel about that situation with Travis Hunter? Because like, should Travis Hunter just really just focus on football? Now, I don't know why Travis Hunter didn't travel to that. Why he didn't travel to the football game where they playing at. I don't know if it has something to do with this relationship. That what's going on with him and the young lady. Like I said, I hope that it's not because of that. But a lot of times when these football players, when they know that they're going to go, they're going to get drafted, right? They don't play in these bowl games, in which I would like to see these guys, play in the bowl game. I know they don't want to risk injury, but every football game that they play, they risk injury, And so now when they get to the bowl games, a lot of these bowl games be don't really be all that good, because the top players on each team don't show up. And so what's going to happen is people are not going. They're going to stop tuning in for these bowl games if these players don't show up. Because what's the use of watching? Um, what's the use of watching a bowl game if Travis Hunter don't play, if Shador Sanders don't play, or Shiloh Sanders don't play, or anybody who think that they might be moving on next year, they may not even play. And so what's going to happen is these sponsors and these people who set up these bowl games, they're going to start to lose money, and so they're going to have to find a way to get these to incentivize these guys to play in these bowl games. That's all. That's all I can say about the situation. I would like to see. I hope that Travis Hunter played, in this game. You know, um, as far as I'm concerned, ain't really no such thing as a meaningless game. Especially these bowl games. People want to see BYU. Is it? I think it's BYU. They're going to play against in this bowl. People want to see them play. Two teams that had pretty good seasons. People definitely want to see them play. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I just wanted really to talk about the Travis Hunter situation, and see and get your thoughts on what you think about the Travis Hunter situation. You know, should he just focus mainly on his football career? Um, is this everything, all this backlash that's coming from people on social media? Will this be a enough to make him just move on from this young lady? And again, this should be a lesson to maybe to other young ladies. And if you meet somebody and you have an opportunity to change your life, maybe don't be on social media putting all your business out there. Don't tell your girlfriends and everything what y'all got going on or what y'all doing. Just focus on basically just focus on trying to make the best of the situation that you in. Because opportunities like this don't always, they don't always fall in your lap. You know, they definitely don't always fall in your lap. So in putting your everything out there, but I bet you people won't even recognize this or see this, what Travis Hunter is going to through, what the young lady that his fiance, what she's going through. They won't see this as a teachable moment. You know what I mean? Somebody else is going to just go on YouTube and make a video, and then everybody on YouTube or Instagram or one of these platforms is going to get all in their business. They're going to try to expose them, and it's really a lesson learned. Like I said, anytime you see these type of situations, I hope that people are really just learning from these situations. All three of these situations that I spoke of this evening, I think that we could learn from. We can learn from the Travis Hunter situation, him and his fiance. We can learn from Puff Daddy and Jay-Z about living in excess. You still need to have morals and an ethics and a code about you, even though people are going to be out to get you or trying to set you up. That's even more reason for you to want to be able to live a certain way, so you don't have to put yourself in a situation where you may lose the generational wealth that you have accumulated over the years. Both of these guys have been in the business for 30 years. I think around 30 years, and they it'll be sad to see them lose everything that they have accumulated. And not only lose the money part of it, but just like your legacy and your image is going to be tarnished. So it'll be all gone and all for nothing. Hopefully like I said, the next generation, you know, their kids and their grandkids and stuff like that will be able to reap the benefits of the hard work that they, you know, what these two guys have put in, you know. Um, but that's not usually how it works, especially if you're going to court and you got a whole bunch of lawyers and you got the federal government and you know, like it's just crazy. Like even like I heard that even like the Puff Daddy's the property value on Puff Daddy's two houses is dropping. You know, so it's a mean uh it's a mean game, man. They don't be playing. You know, people at first, you know, they said Puff Daddy's house was worth the house in Miami was worth $50 million, and so if he wanted to sell it now, in no way he would get nowhere near $50 million because people know that he need cash, and so people they're gonna you know they're gonna lowball them. They're gonna they're gonna lowball them, and that's part of that all comes with it. They're gonna lowball them. They let that house sit there on the market. You're not making any money, so it's not like you'll be able to sit there. It's a mean game. So they will allow that house to sit there and not make any. You're not making any money, and so people will give you make crazy bids on a house that's worth $50 million, and he may not get like half of that, or maybe not even a third of that. So it's crazy. It's a crazy situation that Puff Daddy found himself in, and it looks like when it comes to Jay-Z, it looked like Jay-Z just going, he just gonna fight everything. He gonna fight it. He definitely gonna put up a good fight. And it's easier to fight when you are not in jail, when you're not in jail like Puff Daddy. So it'll be easier for Jay-Z to fight. That's if they don't arrest him, for some charges or something like that. But if you're in jail and you're not making money, property values are dropping because people know you need money. Lawyers are getting paid. They billing like thousands, hundreds of dollars an hour, really thousands of dollars an hour because he has multiple lawyers, So this right here is crazy. This is crazy, man. Yeah, man. So I appreciate everybody who stayed up with me. This is my first live solo video that I did. Thanks, Jim, for participating in the chat. I appreciate that. And yeah, man, if leave a comment. Y'all leave a comment. Make sure to like and subscribe first, and then leave a comment because I want to know, like, what do you think about this situation that these people are going through? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times we could be our own worst enemy. And we don't need to be, we don't need to be our own worst enemy when we have other people out here who are looking to bring us down, And so, in order to not be your own worst enemy, you got to move in a certain way. You definitely have to move in a certain way because you don't want to be in a situation that, like some of these people are in, man. You're your own worst enemy. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I think I'm gonna make more of these live videos. I'm gonna do live videos, and hopefully I'll be able to get people to come on and participate in the conversation. I'm gonna set it up so I can accept phone calls. I think I'll probably come on like twice a week, starting out, so people get we can have a conversation, and because I'm curious to see like how other people feel about these different situations. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video. And hey, Jim, appreciate your input. And I look forward to you being on the show this Sunday. Everybody, don't forget, we do a live sports show on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. It's me, Jim, Clayton, Who else we have on? Tunk and Emmanuel. Five fellas, very knowledgeable about sports. And we all give our input on um on sports. What we think about, the NBA, the NFL, the WNBA, man, we cover it all. We talk about a little bit of everything, everything that's sports related, we cover it, just about everything. And so yeah, make sure to tune in on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. And with that being said, I'm out of here. I appreciate everybody who watched. Merry Christmas. And everybody have a happy new year. Peace, and I'm gone.